Hi, if you are always running out of materials and our productions cannot match the output, and really turn in of touchstone order make you very stressed. So no worries, I will guide you the best way to organize your productions to stabilize your output. So after watching these tips, you will have a more stabilized productions where you no need to keep checking your homestead for a productions breakdown, and your homestead will run forever non-stop, and you don't have to log in and log in again every time to check your productions. So I'm now already at level 7, but I will explain in level 6 because a lot of players they are still at the level 6. It is regardless of how high your levels, the concept is the same. And you can apply this even at the higher level. No worries, let's go. So a lot of time you see this available red text asks you to fill in the slot. So no worries, it is okay to maintain one empty slot because a lot of players tend to overcook and overproduce, which mess up their homestead. So stabilize is most important. So remember your output is just cattle and also touchstone weekly turn in. This is your only true output for your homestead. So everything's productions doing internally just to fit in these two outputs. So maintain just enough production to fit this output. So it's the best way to survive this homestead. So don't overdo. So first look at the cattle, your first output. So you should have half of your cattle selling dishes and half of your cattle selling wine. So make it balanced. So at level 6, it is best to maintain 3 slots selling dishes and 3 slots selling wine because both dish and wine they are different productions. So do check the output rate, the production rate and also the consumption rate. You should stabilize these two outputs. Then you can upgrade your worker to increase their output slightly to stabilize the productions and the outputs. And the best practice is that the output should be just slightly above the consumptions. So this is the best efficiency. Don't hire too much and don't below it. So maintain just slightly above the consumptions for your output productions. So first upgrade the cooking workers. Then if you have your cook productions a lot higher than your cattle, then only upgrade your cattle. Because you have a lot of production balance, then only you upgrade your selling cattle. Because you always want to maintain your output and consumptions at almost same level. Let's say if your productions increase your cattle selling consumption to match the productions to make it matching each other. So upgrade the cook first, then only upgrade the cattle to match the productions. Then after you upgrade the workers, after assign everything, remember to pause the productions and redo again to restart the production to reflect the latest consumption rate. Otherwise, it will not reflect into the production rate. So remember to restart the production after your workers upgrade. So it is same to your dispatch. So remember to upgrade your stone first because stone is always the bottleneck. And remember, don't increase the cattle first. Don't overdo. If you increase the cattle, your consumption rate will be higher, while your production is low. It cannot sustain. If the production stop, you lock out and the production stop and break down, you lose more. And the kiln productions use stone, and stone is always the bottleneck. So don't always overdo your kiln because stone is always in the scarcity. So for the kiln, always keep only one slot to maintain your recommended dishes. So you can turn off the other slot of the kiln by press this reset button to turn the slot off so you don't want to overdo it. So one kiln production can support 2 wine brewery, and 2 wine brewery can support 3 cattle. So don't overdo the sequence. Start from 1 kiln, then 2 brewery, then 3 cattle for your wine production. For your wine productions. Then for the cooking settings, it is better to maintain 2 cook to serve 3 cattle. So you have 1 extra cook, make it to cook your vigor. So vigor used to feed your worker. So 1 slot is enough to feed all the worker. And the best efficient vigor product is using this rice pot potato. And you should always put 1 slot in producing these materials, and this consume 1 time cut meat. So always put 1 in the meat production section. So this is enough to feed all your workers and maintain the runs very stable. And for the farming tips, you have auto farm and manual farms. And the auto farm, you should only focus on the seed production that is less than 3 hours. So for the seed require a lot of replanting like 3 hour seed, you always put it into your auto farming. Then after putting all the 3 hour seed slots, then remember to go to your fertilizers. You just click delete and insert again, so it will match the seed number. So you don't have to type the number. Just reset this one. It will automatically fill in the fertilizers number to match the seed. Then for your manual farming, you only farm 12-hour seeds. So only farm once a day. So this is enough already. Then for bonus tips, always upgrade the local specialties first because we are always the bottlenecks. It is your raw material. Then for the local specialties, if you have redundancy in the slot, always spend on the material slot that you have the least number. Because you don't know the next season what is the recommended dishes, so it is good to maintain the minimum number of all the material if you are not sure with what is the next. And your output is only cattle and your weekly delivery touchstone order, so make sure the cattle is always at the full capacities, and all the internal productions like cook, kilns, and also brewery, they are less important because there is no value if you cannot sell the thing out from the homestead. So just maintain the output, so the internal productions just to feed the output only, and there's no meaning if you cannot sell it outside. And for those slots that you didn't use for your turn-ins, so use all these redundant slots for your touchstone weekly turn-in. So in short, maintain the minimum productions for your weekly recommended dishes, then those redundant slots only used for your weekly touchstone turn-in. Then for the worker upgrading sequence, always upgrade the local specialties first for raw material, then only upgrade the productions like cook and porcelain makings, then last only upgrade your cattle. So stabilize the raw material first, then stabilize the productions, then only for your output. Then for the timber, you will always run out of timber, so it's better to put all the workers to produce the timber, cause you will need a lot of timber in the later homestead upgrade. You should make your cosmetic furnitures for your homestead. Then for your furnitures weekly, always buy all the medical kits and also wall-mounted lamp, because they are the best efficient prosperities decorations items. And it also occupies less space and make your homestead more neat if you have these two materials. Then optional, you can buy the two bamboo tree. Also, they are easy to put and they occupy less space. Although there are some 100 cost materials that is good for the prosperity efficiency, but they look very ugly and they occupy a lot of space. So convert them to medical kits and wall-mounted lamps. This will make your space a lot more compact and a lot more neat. So that's all for the videos. Hope you do well in the homesteads and live up the homestead as soon as possible. Bye bye, see you next time.